Welcome to my channel. Today's topic acute kidney injury. I have recently passed MD in general medicine. In next 10 minutes I will cover definition, etiology, pathophysiology of AKI, which are most important for your upcoming university exam. Now coming to the topic acute kidney injury. First definition. Acute kidney injury means abrupt and sustained decrease in kidney function. Abrupt means 1 to 7 days, sustained means more than 24 hours. Renal recovery in survivors may be as high as 90% in AKI. Three consensus definitions have been developed to improve uniformity in the diagnosis of AKI. At first, Raphael criteria. First definitive step in defining AKI, which was developed in 2004. Then Akin criteria 2007 and KDIGO guideline 2012, which include both Raphael and Akin criteria. Now coming to Raphael criteria. Raphael means R for risk, I for injury, F for failure, L for loss, and E for end-stage renal disease. There is GFR criteria and urine output criteria. In urine output criteria, if urine output less than 0.5 ml per kg per hour for 6 hours, then it is risk. If it is for 12 hours, then it is injury. If urine output less than 0.3 ml per kg per hour for 24 hours or anuria for 12 hours, then it is failure. In GFR criteria, risk means increased creatinine by 1.5 times or GFR decrease by more than 25%. In injury, increase creatinine by 2 times or decrease GFR by more than 50%. In failure, increase creatinine by 3 times or the GFR decrease by more than 75% or creatinine value more than equal to 4 mg per 100 ml. Loss means persistent acute renal failure, complete loss of renal reduction for more than 4 weeks, and there is also end-stage renal disease. Now coming to Akin criteria. It is modified version of Raphael criteria. The loss and end-stage renal disease were removed. An absolute rise in creatinine of 0.3 mg per deciliter added. Serum creatinine changes had to 48 hours, whereas in Raphael criteria it is for 7 days. Urine volume criteria applied, volume status to be optimized. Urinary tract obstruction to be excluded. It includes creatinine criteria and urine output criteria. There is stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. In urine output criteria, if urine output less than 0.5 ml per kg per hour for 6 hours, then it is stage 1. If it is for 12 hours, then it is stage 2. If urine output less than 0.3 ml per kg per hour for 24 hours or anuria for 12 hours, then it is stage 3. In creatinine criteria, increase creatinine by 1.5 times or more than equal to 0.3 mg per deciliter, then it is stage 1. In stage 2, increase creatinine by 2 times. In stage 3, increase creatinine by 3 times or creatinine value more than equal to 4 mg per deciliter. Now coming to KDIGO criteria. It is modified version of Raphael and Akin criteria. Here, time frame for a 50% increase in creatinine for 7 days was taken from Raphael criteria and absolute increase in creatinine of 0.3 mg per deciliter for 48 hours was taken from Akin criteria. Now, KDIGO criteria, that is Kidney Disease Improving Global Outcome Guidelines, is followed from 2012. It is modified version of Raphael and Akin criteria. Here, time frame for a 50% increase in serum creatinine for 7 days was taken from Raphael criteria and an absolute increase in serum creatinine of 0.3 mg per deciliter for 48 hours was taken from Akin criteria. Now, KDIGO criteria, that is Kidney Disease Improving Global Outcome Guideline, is followed from 2012. KDIGO criteria, there is 3 stages, stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. There is serum creatinine criteria and urine output criteria. In stage 1 AKI, serum creatinine rise by 1.5 to 1.9 times from baseline over 7 days. Or in urine output criteria, urine output less than 0.5 ml per kg per hour for 6 to 12 hours, that is urine output. In stage 2, creatinine rise by 2 to 3 times from baseline, or urine output less than 0.5 ml per kg per hour for more than 12 hours. In stage 3, creatinine rise by 2 to 3 times or an increase up to creatinine 354 micromole per liter or more, or the initiation of renal replacement therapy, or there is urine output less than 0.3 ml per kg per hour for 24 hours or anuria for 12 hours. There is some limitation of KDIGO guideline, that is, at first GFR not taken into account. Secondly, serum creatinine changes may not reflect an actual GFR. Thirdly, use of urine output criteria for a diagnosis of AKI has not been shown to independently predict mortality. Now coming to etiology of acute kidney injury. Traditionally, AKI can be categorized into prerenal, intrinsic renal and postrenal causes, in which prerenal accounts maximum, that is 55%. Intrinsic renal include glomerular, interstitial, tubular and vascular. Now coming to prerenal causes, which include hypovolemia. This may be due to decreased cardiac output, decreased effective circulating volume. These may be due to congestive heart failure, liver failure, etc. Impaired renal autoregulation may be due to different drugs such as NSAID, ACE inhibitor or ARB, cyclosporine, etc. Intrinsic renal causes, which include glomerular causes, may be due to acute glomerulonephritis, tubule and interstitium involvement in ischemia, sepsis or infection due to some nephrotoxins. These may be exogenous nephrotoxins or endogenous nephrotoxins. Exogenous nephrotoxins may be due to iodinated contrast, different drug such as aminoglycosides, cisplatin, amphotericin B, PPI, NSAID, etc. Endogenous nephrotoxins are due to hemolysis, rhabdomyolysis, myeloma, intratubular crystals, etc. And vascular causes are due to vasculitis, malignant hypertension, thrombotic thrombocytopenic purpura, hemolytic syndrome, etc. Postrenal causes are intrinsic renal, extrinsic renal, bladder involvement, urethral involvement. Intrinsic renal may be due to pelvic obstruction, stone, tumor, clot, fungal wall, etc. Extrinsic renal may be due to retroperitoneal fibrosis, ligation of ureter, tumor, etc. Bladder involvement may cause postrenal AKI in prostatic hypertrophy, stone, clot, tumor, bladder outlet obstruction, etc. Urethral causes are stricture, phimosis, etc. Now coming to pathophysiology of acute kidney injury. At first, pathophysiology of prerenal AKI. It is provoked by inadequate renal blood flow, which is due to decreased effective circulating blood volume. Also, it may be due to decreased intraglomerular hydrostatic pressure, which is required for proper glomerular filtration. So, there is afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole in kidney. Dilatation of afferent arteriole in response to low renal blood flow is by prostaglandin, and constriction of efferent arteriole in response to low renal blood flow is by angiotensin II. Both the mechanism of compensation work together to increase glomerular blood flow and to maintain intraglomerular hydrostatic pressure. NSAID cause prerenal AKI by blunting prostaglandin production, and angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor ARB causes prerenal AKI by blunting angiotensin II production. Now, different causes of prerenal AKI is depicted in the table. Now coming to pathophysiology of septic AKI. Mechanism are inflammation, microcirculatory dysfunction, metabolic reprogramming, etc. Sepsis causes systemic vasodilation. There is upregulation of expression of nitric oxide synthase, which causes generalized arterial dilation, especially dilation of efferent arteriole, which causes decrease in GFR. Also, sepsis causes endothelial damage, thrombosis, increased vascular permeability. So, there is decreased local blood flow to tubule. Now, pathophysiology of contrast-induced nephropathy. CIN means impairment of renal function occurring within 3 days following intravascular administration of contrast medium. Contrast media causes cytotoxicity, so there is endothelial and tubular injury. There is vasoconstriction, so reduced medullary perfusion, which causes medullary ischemia, decreased glomerular filtration rate. Now coming to post-operative AKI. This may be due to preoperative, intraoperative and postoperative causes as shown in the table. So today up to this, it seems to be helpful for you. Data are taken from Harrison's 21st edition, update, up to date, etc. In my next video, I will discuss regarding biomarker of AKI, approach to AKI and management.